Who were Euodia and Syntyche? Those names just roll off the tongue, right? Everybody knows all about them, right? Yeah, I can hear your response through the Wi-Fi. Who? Euodia and Syntyche. Yep, those household names. Those were two women who were co-workers with Paul. And they worked in the gospel. They spread the gospel with Paul. And just, in case you're thinking, where did I miss Euodia and Syntyche? Well, it's the only time in the Bible that they're mentioned. So, so don't worry. Loretta will never have to pronounce those names again for another 3 years. So life is good. Yeah, rejoice. Be joyful in that. Well, we don't know much about these women. We know that they were important to Paul. We know that they were important to the Philippian church and to the Christians there. And we know now that there is some kind of contention between the two of them. And Paul is asking an unnamed person, they only got in, Euodia and Syntyche only got in the Bible once. Well, this person that Paul is talking to is totally unnamed, so, where's the justice in that? I don't know. But anyway, he's asking this unnamed person to help them reconcile. And Paul beautifully talks about what they need to do without taking sides. He's not taking sides with one or the other. He simply tells them to be of one mind. Yes, simply, right? He tells them to work it out. He tells them, don't be distracted by whatever this is, because it's distracting you from the gospel, which is what you are on earth for. Now, if this were a current issue, it would end up on the Jerry Springer show, and everybody would be catcalling, fight, 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 fight. That's the kind of, dare I say, crap that we find on television these days. We live in a world right now that is fueled by response. Dueling Twitter feeds, incendiary Facebook posts. Even the nightly news is presented in this really bum, 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 bum kind of way for the greatest impact. And why is this the way that it is? It's because everything is being monetized. They make money on how many tweets they get, by how much Facebook traffic is happening. That's how the advertising all works. Everything is monetized. So the more hits, likes, even angry faces that you get, the better you keep people coming back for more and more. To watch the fight, to throw a punch, to vent our spleens. Does this make us happy and contented people? Or does it just keep us angry, upset, and not thinking straight? When we hear Paul's words, be of one mind, our first thought might be, yeah, like that's never going to happen. It sounds like a sad, sad joke in our media crazy world. We want to hear the dirt on those we hate. We want to gloat over their downfall and watch every move We want to feel the power of the anger and the power of hurting someone else and the satisfaction of their humiliation. There's a sick pleasure in it. And the more we hear, the more we spew, the more we continue it. But that is not of God. Paul tells the Philippians, tells us, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think on these things. We know from health experts that the food that you put in your body can make you healthy or sick. We don't always follow the advice of medical professionals, but we know it. We should also know that what we put in our minds will make our minds either healthy or sick. But will we do it? This is not a new problem by any stretch of the imagination. Paul wouldn't have mentioned it otherwise. But Luther has a wonderful way of talking about this in his small catechism on the 8th commandment. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. This is what Luther said. We are to fear and love God so that we do not tell lies about our neighbors, betray or slander them, or destroy their reputations. Instead, we are to come to their defense, speak well of them, and interpret everything they do in the best possible light. That wouldn't get very many hits. I don't see a bit of it in the world today, and that's a big problem. What would it look like if we Christians, the ones who are supposed to be reading this book and taking it seriously, if we Christians focused our thoughts on the true, the honorable, the just, the pure, the pleasing, the commendable, the excellent, the praiseworthy? What would happen? What would the world be like if that's what occupied our minds? What would our hearts be like if that's what occupied our minds? Shall we give it a try?